entrepreneur. I have a long history because I'm old. But I have been in a number of businesses. I've started up small businesses. I've started up large businesses. I've raised capital from venture capitalists, which are something different than human beings, but they're kind of difficult sometimes. And I've been an executive in small companies and larger companies and in public companies. But I am still have an interest in a new business. I have several people involved in this business, with my two main partners are my daughter, who is an IT professional. She is worked primarily in the QA space and has had a successful career there for a number of years. And Jeff Waltman, who is an IT consultant in San Antonio and was worked in my company when I was in the telecom space. And the three of us came up with this idea. The world is changing. We have taxi companies that don't own taxis. We have retail stores that don't have stores. In fact, the original mail order catalog company that grew to be a huge, diverse group of iconic companies is today being put out of business by a whole new company that's really a reimagined mail order catalog business. And so new ideas and rethinking old ideas and innovating everything that's been done is driving our economy. Innovative ideas drive our economy more than anything else right now. The largest segment of our community, of our business community, is small businesses. SBA says there's 30 million small businesses. They define that as businesses with less than 500 employees. Interesting thing about that, maybe y'all know or don't know, 23 million of these small businesses have 0 employees. Now, these are people that are individual entrepreneurs or family businesses. A lot of them are contractors. A lot of them are independent knowledge workers, like consultants and accountants and people like that. And a growing number of them are independent people that used to be on-site employees and now are remote workers working in their fuzzy slippers at home someplace. My wife, who is younger than me, so she's 71. Like I said, my daughter's in the QA space, and she worked for a company that had, she was in the, well, she started as a software tester, in which you get $6.32 a buck that you find. Now, Allison's got an undergrad degree in computer gaming and simulation programming and a master's degree in IT management, but she didn't like the 3-hour commute she had in Portland, Oregon. She found this job online. She went to work making, like I say, $6.37 a buck, and in 6 months she grew that into a 6-figure income, and they hired her, and she became part of that company and became part of that company's management team, and it sold out last year to Vista Capital, and it's a huge company. And they have a worldwide community of software testers of 350,000. And my wife is one of those. She started out when she was 65 years old, a retired lady who knew how to use the computer. And Allison said, "Mom, you ought to try this. You can test softwares." Because anybody, there's no education requirement. It's completely a meritocracy. You go in, if you can find bugs and you can follow directions and you can write them up and you can make a success out of it. My wife is now a test engineer 3 with them and works with actually manages a team of software testers all over the world from our spare bedroom and her fuzzy slippers. The world is changing. The world is becoming different. And so we're trying to create an environment to make these new ideas flourish, because much like Enterprise Center in Amarillo, where I have a co-working space, and the hub here, stimulating these new ideas is becoming an industry of its own. So we decided that it would be a good idea to have a community where these small entrepreneurs could work together and develop innovative ideas. And so we came up with Idea Collaborators. I'm going to show you the website real quick. Here. When you come into ideacollaborator.com, it's not open to the public right now, but if you have a login, this is where you come. This is the landing page, and it's what we call the coffee shop. Now, if you're going to make friends on Idea Collaborators, we don't call them friends, we call them collaborators. And so you would go to Collaborators section, and you could scroll around and meet some people there that you might want to meet with. You can start a discussion in the coffee shop. You can also participate in the help desk. We're probably going to change the name of that because everybody thinks that's where you go to get help working the site. But actually the help desk is a place to go and either pose a question or answer a question. If you got a question, you just want to know how something works or why it does this or that, you can pose it there and the other members can answer your question. It's a mechanism to help you form relationships and find people that think like you do or know things that you don't know, and you can make good connections there. Now, here's how the site really works. Let me go over here. This is what we call an innovation lab. This is a private section of the website. So, all of these entrepreneurs out there have ideas or concepts or thoughts. We call them a thing. You got a thing that keeps you awake at night, thing you think about all the time. It's a thing. And what we want to do in an innovation lab is the first thing that we have, if you go back here at the top, one of the things you see is we have a section called What's Your Thing? And that's a process where you take your thing and you make it into something that may be a good idea. And then you go to your innovation lab and you turn a good idea into an actionable idea. An actionable idea is a specific thing. It has a stated solution, a detailed action plan, a detailed resource requirement, and a success criteria. The way you take that, the way you do that, I'm not used to working with that now, is that you go to the innovation lab. Go to the discussion topics. There are 7 discussion topics. Step 1 is you review your thing. You do a root cause analysis. And step 2, you come up with a stated solution, develop an action plan, resource plan, stated success criteria, and create your actionable idea, which you then can submit to the marketplace. Now, we view everybody on the site as being a person who may have an idea and also may be a person who is a resource. Most of the people on the site probably are these independent knowledge workers. If you are a developer and you want to try to get business today, you can go to some place like Upwork, where you have an adversarial relationship with the hirer, and it's a reverse auction to the low bidder. And you may or may not get what you hope to get out of that person. Our idea is that you turn that into a collaborative process and that all of these different entrepreneurs, in fact, do business with each other. And we want you to do business with each other. We don't want you to do marketing in the collaborative part of the site, but in the marketplace you can tell what you sell and buy. And when you create this actionable idea, that resource plan goes into the marketplace as an RFP so that the other members of the community can bid on that, both get business and do business. that's a short description of it. Do you have any questions? What can I do? How can I help?
So is there any cost to be on the platform?
Today, there is not. I am looking for pilot users because the product is not the software. The software doesn't do anything, it just sits there. The product is really going to be the community, and we need to build that community and build that culture that makes all of this work. Once we do that, we expect our members to pay $59.95 a month to be a member. We want it to work like BNI, be as broad as like LinkedIn. Yeah.
Like you said, your product is the community itself, and you definitely need, as a social network, you need a critical mass of both people, but not only the quantity, but also the quality.
We're trying to build that culture.
What's your plan to grow that culture?
I'm glad you asked that question. I have your picture. A printed written invitation to all of y'all, if you're interested, to come and be a part of our community. I got the login instructions and kind of how it works and how you would do it. But last time I did this in Emerald and handed out all the invitations, nobody took them. So I would really like you to come on and try it. It shows you how to log in here and everything, because we have a number of innovation labs that are going now. We need more collaborators. We'd be interested to know what your thoughts are and how you can share it and how you can help build this community. Because if you will do that, what I want you to do, what the instructions say here is I want you to find things to do there and connections that you can make, whether it's a networking experience or a collaborating experience or maybe the opportunity to market some of your own skills and services there. I want you to find something that might be worth $59.95 a month to you. And if you do, I want you to post it in the site and say, yeah, this would be worth $59.95 to me because it did so-and-so and so-and-so, and I want to use that in my marketing. But for doing that, you get to be a member for life for free and have all these opportunities. Yeah.
Have you tried using Facebook ads to acquire people?
Yes, we have been doing the social marketing. If you go, the first page that's up there is the landing page now. We have a couple hundred people on the mailing list. We have several hundred followers. We're farming those people, but what we found initially is that this initial group of collaborators on there sort of needs to be grouped. Like you say, it's the culture of what's out there that makes it valuable. If the first guy that's paying for it goes out there and there's nobody else there and he has to figure out how to make this whole thing work from scratch, that's not going to be a very good plan. And also, while we're doing all of this, the software is at an MVP level, but that means it's still all broken, doesn't really work right, and everything else. We will have a lifelong process of evolving that software and making it better, and we need some help with that too. Yeah.
When you look at this business off into the future, whenever it's fully running, how many ideal members do you see having here?
Well, let's see. Facebook's got 3 billion or something. I don't need 3 billion.
Right. You don't want all those ideas. That's pretty much Facebook.
Somewhere around 40 or 50, we start cash flow.
Okay.
But if you get 1%, if 1% of those 23 million individual entrepreneurs participate, the business model throws off about 170 million a year in revenue. And at that time, we might be an acquisition target, we might go public, we might do any number of things. We're also looking at with some of the, this isn't talked about yet, but we're anticipating that with our pilot users that we might provide some equity participation as well, that they might be part of it in the long